welcome to Yami F1. We are.
Hang on.
Hello.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
Oh!
Hello, mate.
Alright.
What's happened?
Apparently, Verstappen hasn't won a race.
Jump myself.
What a time! Yes, it is really true. Verstappen has not won a race. I can't believe it. I mean, it would have took some sort of miracle for Verstappen not to win a race this season. Had he have won all 22, 23 races, I'd have been like, yep, that's about what we expect.
Yeah.
But somehow they just didn't turn up.
I just can't stop smiling. And I feel like the rest of the world can't stop smiling either.
Yeah.
I think everyone is just so buzzed and so gassed, which is a word I don't like to use.
Yeah.
But like, I'm that buzzed and gassed. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I'm so happy about it. Just something different for a change. Someone different.
Yeah.
Different team. Oh, it's great. I love it.
I mean, I've said in past episodes how brilliant it is to see one team dominating. Like, it's in ways it's not nice. You don't want to see one team dominating.
No.
But at the same time, to see these records being broken is phenomenal.
It is brilliant, yeah.
Really good to watch. But thank God we have seen someone else win a race. I just didn't think we were going to see it this season.
It does get boring after a bit, doesn't it?
It does get a bit boring,
yeah.
We say that as the Mercedes fans that have been benefiting the last, like,
Oh, yeah,
10
of course.
years, but
But like, you don't mind the records being broken, but then as soon as they're broken, that's it. Just stop.
yeah, let
just
someone
stop.
else have a turn.
Yeah, let someone else win for a change. And thankfully, you know, it's only taken 9 races plus 1 to quick maths up by me.
Yeah, absolutely. About 15 races in total.
Yeah, about 14, 15 races.
It was Brazil last year, the last time a non-Red Bull driver actually won a race.
We've nearly had to wait 12 months
I know,
for someone else to win. Oh, honestly, like, I've been over the moon about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely over the moon.
So much. So, obviously, Red Bull didn't turn up to the races, if you pardon the pun. And it was a poor qualifying from them both. Liam Lawson, the fastest Red Bull driver on the grid.
Fair play to him.
Fair play.
Fair play.
You know what? He's got better every single race, and I absolutely love it.
I'd just like to
So
say,
good to see.
welcome Liam Lawson.
Yeah, welcome to F1 and welcome
to Yami F1.
2 points. He actually got points as well in the race, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, to battle, to finish 10th, and to start 10th, sorry, and actually finish 9th.
Brilliant.
You know, he's made it so that AlphaTauri now have more points than drivers. So
Yeah.
congratulations to you, sir.
And also put AlphaTauri in a very difficult situation about what to do with their driving
yes.
next year.
I mean, as much as I love Daniel Ricciardo, it makes decisions very difficult in that sense.
Yeah, it really does.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we got to the start of the race, and Russell decided to park his car in a patch of concrete and just didn't actually start the race until about a couple of seconds in.
Yeah.
So he bogged down and he got back in the order, and Hamilton come flying through. So starts the first controversy in turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton obviously dived off the track. You know, he wouldn't have had any space, let's face it. He wouldn't have had any space. However, maybe he jumped a little bit too soon. He went round the bollard, which he was meant to.
Yeah.
However, he did gain positions in doing so. Now, Perez in France at Paul Ricard did a similar sort of thing years back, and he went round the bollard, but he actually gained a space in doing so. And he still got penalised.
I think he also did it at Singapore, so I think it was 2017. Perez did it, yeah, but he got away with it.
He might have got away.
Yeah, he got away with it.
However, with Russell on the radio and Norris on the radio, I don't think he'd have quite got away with it. You know, it's all right maybe if it's in the midfield, but when you're like fighting for a podium, maybe not.
I do think it was a very close call between him and Norris, though. I think him and George, it was a bit of a given.
Yeah.
With him and Lando, it was a bit. It could have gone either way, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So,
and like from a spectator's point of view, I mean, personally, I love Lando to bits, but obviously I wanted Lewis to be in front.
Yeah.
But it was a bit like, I don't know which way you'd go, really. Is there a right or is there a wrong with this one?
I mean, to be honest, I thought, you know what, he's ahead of Lando going into turn 2. However, Lando did make a good point of, well, if he was never intending on making that corner, of course he's going to brake later than me. Of course he's going to be ahead by the corner.
Yeah.
So, you know, Lando made a fantastic point, really. And in all fairness, I think they did the right thing in giving the place back.
Yeah.
You know,
but
I
just
think
to keep
it would
everyone
have been
sweet.
a penalty,
Yeah.
and you know it would have been a little bit of bother for Hamilton. You know, should he have had that penalty?
Yeah. But if Lewis actually made the corner, might have won the race, or at least come second.
Well, I mean,
would you say that?
At the end of the day, Mercedes over the last 2 seasons have had really good race pace.
Yeah.
Their problems have been heating up the tyres to a point where they can get a good qualifying lap in.
Definitely.
You know, Hamilton started 5th, and you know, it's possible, but it's not likely that you're going to win a race from 5th place, is it? At Singapore. So really and truly, you're almost out the running straight away. Yeah. And when Russell dropped back from the start, Ferrari had the opportunity to control. And yeah, it wasn't until something which we'll talk about later on in the race that those fortunes began to change and things started being able to turn around. So he gave the places back, and then we had a safety car. Now, Verstappen, starting 11th place, started on hards. He wanted to extend that tyre life as much as humanly possible. However, I think they made a massive blunder this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I just don't think anything was running right for Red Bull this weekend anyway.
No, I think there have been certain changes to the regulations, which I mentioned last week. And
which I'm going to point out that Christian Horner said on Saturday that they have not changed anything to the car, but the changes that they have made a difference. That does not make sense, Christian. You either have changed something or you haven't.
Well, whatever the changes are, they've got worse off for it.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
So,
you carry on.
so I mean, you won't get any complaints from us lot. So.
Yeah, you're not going to get any complaints from us.
So,
apart from the contradictory, other than that, you're not going to get any complaints really.
Yeah, true. I mean, to be fair, they were sliding all over the place. I don't think Verstappen was in the right mindset all weekend. And I've been one to really praise Verstappen this season on his mindset, on his just mental consistency. How he can literally turn up and dominate every single weekend just like nobody's business. Yeah. It doesn't faze him. Nothing seems to faze him. However, when things don't quite go his way,
it really doesn't go his way.
It really bothers him. Yeah. It really gets under his skin. And we saw that this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, after... You can never take the results for granted on a Friday during practice or even like, you know, FP3 on Saturday morning. Yeah. But it just really wasn't looking good for Red Bull in general. And I just thought, well, when he got to Saturday, I thought, well, maybe it's really not going to go Red Bull's way. Yeah. And everyone was saying it. And then when he got to qualifying, you saw Liam Lawson come around the final corner. I was thinking,
oh, come on.
He could actually do this. And obviously he did. He knocked Max out. And I thought, Christ, this is really bad. But then, obviously we know what Red Bull's race pace are like and they can really extend on their tyres. But I was thinking to myself, I thought, this must have, like, mentally battered Max this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Can he actually pull something together tomorrow? And do you know what? I was actually thinking, no. I think it was just too much for him this weekend. It was just never going to work out at all.
And Martin Brundle said, he said, even if Verstappen had the car on him, he wasn't in the right mindset, the right frame of mind. Would he have even got that pole up? Would he have even got into Q3 anyway? Maybe not.
Maybe just.
But
I'd say
he wasn't in the right frame of mind, was he? And after being so annoyed, he just wasn't focused, was he?
No.
Really. And that's what sort of beat him up on the Saturday.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the Red Bull was a lot quicker and a lot quicker than I expected on the Sunday.
Yes.
Despite the fact they were sliding about all over the place, and despite the fact that they started on hard tyres, they actually had some decent pace.
But saying that, I think the only team that they actually looked good against was Alpine, because I don't think Alpine looked like they didn't have any pace behind them at all. No. I feel like I could have cycled faster than Alpine. You know?
I don't know if I could, to be
honest. Yeah, I mean, I'd give it a go. Probably wouldn't, but I wouldn't be far behind.
Yeah, and to be honest, it was another poor weekend from Alpine with Ocon retiring.
Yeah.
And that brought out what was the real sort of defining moment of the race, if you like. The virtual safety car. So he stopped in the pit lane and then virtual safety car. Now you've got the front five that had just gone past the pits, if I'm right in thinking.
Yeah.
And then they went back round and then it was still VSC and then both Mercedes jumped in the pits. It
was a bit of like a Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher moment where it was just, we sat there and I was like, oh my God, like this could actually like happen. It could be a 1-2 here. You know,
it could
really
been
excited.
I mean, we were building up our hopes and getting excited over it. But it was a big gamble.
Yeah, we were saying it was a massive gamble. But if you got the chance to win a race and it's right there, Red Bull are nowhere to be seen, why not take the gamble? You might as well, because it might be the only race they could have won this season.
Absolutely.
So it's like you got to take that gamble.
And the thing is, in the current state that they were in, I don't believe that actually the Mercedes would have won the race.
No.
However, providing they pit onto fresh tyres, they might just get the right pace so that they can jump in front. Because they said that you needed 2 seconds a lap faster to be able to realistically overtake around Singapore.
Yeah.
Which, that begs a question about Singapore and the quality of racing at Singapore. If you need to be 2 seconds faster to overtake, then you've got a problem. But then, that's the whole debate about street tracks, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Singapore's a fantastic race.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's sort of similar to Monaco in a sense. I mean, you can overtake it at Singapore and like Monaco. But like a track like Singapore, like any street circuit really, it's more about, strategy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about
definitely.
like the best chance of you winning a race or getting a very good result at street circuit is through strategy.
Yeah, absolutely, especially at Monaco.
Yeah, and I think Mercedes proper. It reminded me like 2021.
Yeah,
like with Mercedes, like at Spain, and obviously Lewis pitted behind Max and absolutely obliterated him towards the end. That was good because I don't think Mercedes like calls and strategies have been very good this season. But I thought that was a very good call from him.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good call.
Yeah,
and to be honest, had they got both drivers on the podium, it would have been a massive success. But it would have been a big ask.
Yeah,
I think. I don't think they would have had enough to get Carlos Sainz by the end of it. To be honest.
No, I probably wouldn't have said enough if you gave him like another 5 laps. I might have said maybe. Yeah.
I think if you gave him another 5 laps, then maybe. But I think full credit to Carlos Sainz. He performed brilliantly under pressure.
Didn't put a foot wrong.
You know what?
All.
That sort of quickness of mind to think, actually, I'm going to back up Lando into the Mercedes cars, and it just made it too busy to be able to put an overtake in.
Which that was a risk from his part, really.
You know what? He could have lost to Norris.
Yeah, exactly. Lando could have easily overtaken him, but you could have said, would Lando have overtaken him? Because obviously they're best mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he would have,
I don't think he'd have thought too much of that.
I mean, I'm not being funny. If it was you in front, I'd be like,
extra incentive.
F him, I'm going. We could sort this out later.
You can argue about that later.
Yeah, I'm going for my first win.
And the thing is, Russell, he needed to get past Leclerc straight away, which he did.
Yeah.
Fair play to him. And you know what? Hamilton got past him as well fairly quickly. But you need to strike while the iron's hot. And realistically speaking, he needed to get past Norris as well straight away.
Yeah.
If he had any chance of getting up behind Sainz and actually troubling Carlos Sainz, then he needed to get past Leclerc. Norris straight away.
Yeah. As Martin would say, you need to lick the stamp and send it.
Absolutely.
And, maybe he should have taken a risk overtaking Lando.
Maybe he should. I mean, he got right up to him at one point, and they were side by side, but he went... I mean, quite a lot of drivers went to the outside of, what was it, turn 6?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was. At the end of the straight, anyway, in the first sector, as you leave the first sector. And the thing is, I sort of understand why, but at the end of the day, it's very easy to be pushed out wide, or just not be able to overtake and have to jump out of it in turn 6. Yeah. And that was pretty much the only challenge that he made to Norris.
Yeah, it was nothing he just caught up to him and then that was it. There was nothing to it. But maybe a little bit of desperation kicked in, or just a lack of concentration on the last lap from George's part. Yeah, I do think like what Lando said. Obviously George was just following him, and Lando clipped the wall a little bit, didn't he? Even on the onboard from
I mean,
rear camera, you could
we
see.
used to play F1 sim racing,
and
one of us would go wide and make a mistake, and then somehow because we were watching the driver in front, we'd just go off.
Also
as well.
do the same. Well, yeah, that's what it reminded me like.
Yeah,
it was like a bloody open lobby type thing, on F1.
I mean, it was terribly unlucky. Yeah, and the best drivers in the world have just clipped walls and stuff like that. Senna did it at Monaco. I mean, he more than clipped the wall, but but It's literally just a split second lapse in concentration. And a place like Singapore, the humidity, the amount of sort of brain capacity you lose in a race. Yeah. It's so easy to happen.
But just a few corners on the end.
We were watching it, and we were like, oh my God. Yeah. We're like, Wow.
Well, we saw it from Lando's car, and I just saw the Mercedes going straight, and I was like, hang on, what? What's going on? The car's going straight.
Oh my god, is it Russell or Lewis? Is it Russell or Lewis?
Well, to be fair, for a split second, I did think it was Lewis, and I thought, oh no.
But what has he done?
He did it last year, didn't he? So I was like, oh god, history's repeated itself. What we're gonna do? Yeah, like it was unfortunate for George. He definitely did deserve a podium. He deserved a race win, to be honest.
To be fair, he had a fantastic race, and he made some brilliant overtakes, and he really raced hard, but he just run out of luck in the end.
Yeah,
didn't he just
few corners from the end.
lapse in concentration, and unfortunately, that's all it takes, isn't it?
That's all it takes.
He's not unaccustomed to a blunder on a Sunday, is he, George Russell?
No.
Down the years.
Every driver has it, don't they?
Yeah,
so.
of course they do. I mean, Lando had it in 2021, didn't he, with the rain and stuff like
that?
And, it happens.
Yeah, things do happen, and it's just when a big opportunity like that is right there and, time is running out. Yeah. You've only got, I think it was just before the last DRS zone.
Yeah, he's thinking...
There's definitely a chance to get past Lando.
Close behind him as possible. He's probably not even looking at the walls. He's just literally staring at.
Yeah, he's glued on Lando in there. Yeah, he's glued on Lando's rear.
Yeah.
He's always glued.
Yeah. And the thing is, all this squabbling just led Carlos Sainz to be able to zoom off. I won't say into the distance because it was just like about a second and a half ahead.
Yeah,
but like it just gave him that much breathing room that he could just quite comfortably win the race.
Exactly.
And I have to say, he's full testament to the Ferrari upgrades.
Yeah.
They were brilliant at Monza, I thought. Obviously, just eventually succumbed to the fantastic Verstappen and Red Bull.
Yeah.
That bloke that finished fifth.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah. Unfortunate.
And then they had a brilliant weekend this weekend, and took full advantage of the fact that Red Bull didn't turn up.
Yeah. It's what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Everyone knew it'd happen at some point, and everyone was, waiting for it. I know Carlos has said it, Lewis has said it, I think George has said it as well. Even Charles, I think, let's face it, everyone said it. They said Red Bull will, have a bit of a blip at some point.
Yeah, of course.
And when it happens, I'm going to be there. And all, apart from Charles, really.
Yeah.
They're all there, they're ready.
They were all there, yeah.
Imagine if Fernando was in it as well.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
I think
the
would have been gunning for
Fernando.
I would have been gunning for Fernando, I think.
Yeah.
It would
finally
really
win
nice.
a Singapore Grand Prix legitimately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was the Singapore Grand Prix. I mean, a massive positive seeing 4 cars, 3 teams, all really jam-packed within about a second and a half of each other, racing for victory.
Yeah.
It was really, really good stuff. Really good racing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest.
Best race of the season.
Yeah.
Hands down.
One of the best races of the season.
No. The best race of the season.
Yeah. So, there we have it. Carlos Sainz is the first non-Red Bull driver to win a race this season.
Vamos!
And it was a fantastic win at that. Really, really good stuff from pole all the way to victory at the end of it.
Yep.
And that has been our Singapore Grand Prix review. Thank you for watching, and we've been Young Earth. Ta-ra a bit.